Just
apparently there was a tornado out there in Dupin County.
Our Angela Green, of course, heading up the news side of things this evening, and we are here in the Weather Center, of course, with the weather situation. Now, here is an impressive generation of what we are looking at here is that couplet. The wind's moving away from the radar site here and toward, very good observation, Patrick Ellis, in terms of that, the flank of the storm with the rotation. This is further evidence of what you're pointing out, that this is why the storm is starting to perhaps even wrap up a little bit more as it's moving toward the Williamston area. So I do really emphasize
I'm really gonna
those in Williamston need to get ready. Being in your safe area means you need to be in the center of your home, away from windows. At this point, likely there is not time, if you are in a mobile home, to attempt to...
They're calling for strong tornadoes up there. That's why I'm kind of concerned about it.
You have to do what's best for you, but I do want to say that we're less than 10 minutes away of this storm possibly clipping through the southern
portions of the bypass of the
US 64 interchange, as well as the 17 interchange around Williamston within the next 10 minutes or so.
And it's moving northwest at 35.
This is rotation, and it's possible there could be a tornado wrapped inside of all of this rainfall. So we're going to stay with you until 8 o'clock, and again, I know we have more coming up from the coast too, in a little window here. I want to make sure before I send it over to our Angela Green, those in Williamston and eastern Martin County, make sure you're in your safe area right now and do not move from it. Center of your home, away from windows, making sure you're staying safe as this storm now moving across this portion of down east portions of Martin County around the Highway 171 area, and as it continues to move on toward Williamston, this is where we're having that danger right now. So, Angela, I know, and if you would allow us that liberty, I know you will, we'll interject again with more life-protecting information if that becomes available, but it's my understanding that we have...
We do. We have crews up and down the coast tonight, keeping an eye on the current conditions. Right now, we want to go to 90 sides Andrew Ruiz along Atlantic Beach. Andrew, I know things are getting pretty rough out there. Tell us what's going on.
It's getting pretty rough out here. Still trying to stick my feet into the ground here and hold on tight. You can see that those waves are just getting tougher and tougher out there as the surf continues to rise here in Atlantic Beach.
It could be kind of lower too when it makes landfall up there.
Conditions are deteriorating as Arthur makes its way up to the coast. We are monitoring it, but we want to stress again, and everyone is saying it, but we want to make sure that you guys are staying inside.
Let's see what it said for 8 p.m.
There are
it could become a category too.
For all of Carteret County, especially some of the municipalities who have put in curfews at 10.
Still at 90 miles an hour, but the pressure dropped.
Police, law enforcement will be out there, but again, the conditions are worsening out here on the beach as this rain and wind continue to pick up. Live in Atlantic Beach, Andrew Ruiz, 9 on your side.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrew. All emergency agencies are up and running. A mix of state and local emergency management crews are now in Plymouth. Wherever help is needed, they'll be there. The State Department of Transportation also moved equipment and crews to the coast. They're staged at Buxton, Kitty Hawk, Ocracoke, and Key Island. There are more crews standing by, ready to go if needed. The National Guard has also deployed at least 100 soldiers for state active duty. Soldiers and airmen are prepared to jump into action the second they're needed. They've been working with the State Department of Emergency Management. Duke Energy is also bracing for power outages. It's moving more than 500 line and management workers to the area. We'll continue to keep you up to date on what's going on the coast and outside of the coast. We will return coverage back over to David Sawyer and Patrick Ellis.
Yes, indeed. Thanks again, Angela. And we're back to our First Alert Live Viper crossing Highway 171. This is where the rotation is happening, and my colleague Patrick Ellis is now storm tracking this for us. And looks like with the rapid update that this is showing now, Patrick, it's about, let's say about 10-15 minutes away from Williamston as it's moving to the northwest at about 35 miles per hour. This being a definite rotation and possible tornado indicated by our First Alert Live Viper.
Yes, and we'll get a new scan here in the next minute or so, but needless to say, you need to take your precautions now as far as the tornado is concerned. I do want to pass along a couple of notes as far as the overall storm is concerned as well. Just seeing this, Dare County asking residents along the beach road to evacuate. And that's just coming down. First Flight Middle School, it will be a shelter. and also there's also the EM at Dare
Beaufort,
County.
Martin.
All residents should be prepared for significant ocean overwash and soundside flooding, and we've been passing along that for the last 2 days now as far as that's concerned. So just for our friends in Dare County, you're going to get a wallop here with this hurricane as it's pulling up towards the north and east, but for our friends in Dare County, they are asking if you can to evacuate the beach road. First Flight Middle School is a shelter. Just wanted to pass that along real quickly.
All right, and indeed, this storm in eastern portions of Martin County is a tornado warning in effect for about 5 more minutes, and we'll await the National Weather Service's ultimate decision on whether or not they're going to extend this even more as it continues on into the 8 o'clock hour. It's still looking like it's pretty well wrapped up in terms of that rotation, Patrick, as it is now indeed for sure in this portion of eastern Martin County. I want to walk back over to the weather wall and show the cell of concern. It's right here, just to the southeast of Williamston. It's moving to the northwest, and so, Patrick, I think our storm tracker had it about 10 minutes after 8, could be moving across the Williamston area. So you've got about 10 minutes before this storm moves across a pretty high population center here in eastern portions of Martin County, namely Williamston. Hoping that you're in your safe area right now. We're going to stay with you. We're going to stay with you the entire time. The danger is present in eastern North Carolina, and this one is the current one in Martin County. A tornado warning for a few more minutes, and it may be extended. We're also at the 8 o'clock hour, or perhaps we had a 7 o'clock update, Patrick Ellis, on Hurricane Arthur, but overall we are perhaps awaiting that next update. We're now, of course, with the storm being so close, we're getting those more frequent updates appropriately from the National Hurricane Center. So that next